Finally! A new cinematic. Surfing. Perfect CGI. No. Thrall! Where have you been?
So, this is home now. Home. Family. And where are they? Not far. This world. It looks good. But it's wrong. Broken. Falling apart. Just
Indeed.
like the Horde. Do you know what she's done while you've been hiding? I left that life behind. I'm no one's savior. I will not lead the Horde. I didn't ask. But I hoped you would at least fight for it. You were followed! I followed them.
Huh.
You and I, we don't get to hide.
Come on, Thrall. They need you. Wow. Chills. Awesomely great cinematic. Thrall surprises us with his glorious return in this new delightful and engaging cinematic. He's been hiding since early Legion, and we see what he's been up to in his absence and why he decides to return eventually. The Horde has not fared well with stable war chiefs since Thrall stepped down. Garrosh's disastrous rule ended in his imprisonment after Siege of Orgrimmar and death at the hands of Thrall in Eunogrand. Vol'jin was a well-liked war chief, however, his time was short-lived. With his death, on the broken shore to the Legion, appointing Sylvanas Windrunner with his dying breath. Sylvanas has been kinda controversial, leaving a wake of death and destruction in her path, in pursuit of her delusional goals. Initially, Surfang, the mastermind behind Sylvanas' War of Thorns, eventually undergoes a change of heart after witnessing the burning of Teldrassil. He abandons his position during the Battle of Lordaeron, taken captive by the Alliance and given a second chance at honor by Anduin in the cinematic Lost Honor. After the Horde player tracks down the newly freed Surfang with a choice to save or betray him, Surfang just vanishes, and we haven't seen him at all since that brief questline in December 2018, after he escapes from the Swamp of Sorrows. This sets the stage for this new cinematic, a reunion between two former leaders of the Horde, now doubting their past deeds in isolation, separated from the community they helped build. In this, we provided our first look at Thrall with his new Rise of Azshara model. Stripped of most of his armor, Thrall resembles his father, Durotan, from the Warcraft movie actually, and from Warlords of Draenor. Durotan stuck to his principles, defying Gul'dan in all timelines, which led to his tragic death when Thrall was just a baby. The legacy of his father's decisions likely weighs heavily on Thrall, hiding away on an idyllic farm far away from politics, war, and the bloodshed. At first, Thrall seems to be resistant to help Surfang, preferring to stay on his farm instead. Surfang's plea to help does not change Thrall's mind, on the surface anyhow. Thrall feels kinda pressured by thinking that if he returns, people will expect him to rule, and from his genuine point of view, he's just nobody's savior. Surfang, however, is quick to correct him by saying he just wants his help. Thrall has seemed near invincible in the past, but he's always been in the spotlight as a leader. In this brief exchange, we see how Thrall struggles with his sense of worth when he's not the savior. All of a sudden, their conversation is being interrupted by Sylvanas' spies attacking them. Thrall assumes that Surfang was followed, but Surfang reveals instead that he followed them, telling him afterwards that people like both of them don't get to hide. His mind made up, Thrall tosses his anvil out of the way, which he's been eyeing all the time, pulling out the axe buried underneath. While uncertain if this is the exact same axe his father wielded, the actual parallels to his father are still clear. He may not wield Doomhammer anymore, but he's certainly ready to fight on behalf of the Horde. It could be very much possible that Surfang isn't being totally honest with Thrall. It could be actually Surfang's smart tactic, luring the assassins to Thrall, knowing that if Thrall saw them firsthand, he would change his mind and fight for the Horde eventually. Surfang, after all, has participated in schemes before, such as tricking the Alliance spies in the early chapters of A Good War. The cinematic looks magnificently great. The talk between Surfang and Thrall is quite short, nonetheless engagingly connecting. Although the topic of the conversation is a highly important one, the whole comes through on a very quiet fashion. The whole cinematic has been animated, performed and delivered on a truly beautiful and thrilling way, which is always the case for Blizzard. We also get to hear a beautifully exciting composed music, awesomely well conceived and looking shots, sublimely well cut together. And what about you guys? Did you enjoy it? I believe so. In any case, whatever you think, whatever you feel, let me know that all below. Thank you very much for watching, it's very much appreciated. If you like this video and its content, you just thumbs up. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you're new to this channel. Stay tuned, go beyond, and just in case.
For the Alliance!
You'd like to support the channel, consider donating on Patreon or PayPal. Now that naturally would very much make a substantial difference to me on both of my life and subsequently the quality level of the channel respectively. Endlessly grateful I would be. And by the way, thank you so much to all of my current Patreons. See you next time.